What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today I have for you guys knives that are worth waiting for. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it, everyone. It really helps get the videos pushed out there to more people. And feel free to let me know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. So what I mean by knives that are worth waiting for is either A, the knife is often out of stock, very hard to get, something in that case, or B, maybe the knife is in stock, maybe it's not, but it's something that is a financial issue, right? So if you need to pick and choose the knives that you buy, you have to be very careful and choosy. You want to make sure you're picking the right knife. You want to make sure you are waiting for the right knife. And that is what this video is going to hit on here today. We are going to be talking about some knives that are generally worth waiting for. We're going to kick it off with the American Blade Works Model 1. Now, these are not extremely hard to come by. There are times where there's not many or none in stock, but a lot of times you can find these in stock. This particular one, these are fully USA made. This is an exclusive through Blade Runner HQ, coming in MagnaCut at $64.65. USA made, MagnaCut, proper heat treat for a very reasonable cost. I want to say these are right around the $300 mark. You can also get a different handle material and still get the MagnaCut, and they're just over $200. Which is an insanely good deal in my opinion. But on this one, we have nice milled titanium handles, a beautiful micro texture throughout the whole handle on both sides. We have a milled titanium backspacer and pocket clip here, and then a beautiful inlay of some carbon fiber. I believe that's some fat carbon, 80s camo carbon, actually. That might be what that is. Either way, very good looking stuff. A very well done knife at an extremely good price. The American Blade Works Model 1 is without a doubt a knife worth waiting for. Now, this video is going to consist of knives that do cost a little bit more money because the more affordable ones are obviously a lot easier to obtain. They're typically in stock, and of course, they are much more affordable. So we are going to focus on a little bit more expensive knives. Here we have the Real Steel Evolution, and if you are someone who enjoys different things, innovation, just something new, then you are going to absolutely love the Real Steel Evolution. It comes with either a Tanto blade, or you can get it with a standard drop point. I prefer this drop Tanto here, this drop point Tanto. I love that it's a harpoon drop point Tanto blade. I mean, it is a ultra useful, ultra comfortable blade. You're going to be able to get a lot of work done with this thing. It has a beautiful heavy stone wash on it, coming in S35 VN, which is a great steel for this style of knife. We have some oversized thumb studs here, a nice titanium handle with a full length two-piece backspacer here. This is going to be a button actuated frame lock, and to my knowledge, I could be wrong, but this is the only one of its kind, at least that I know of, unless there's some sort of small batch custom type knives that are doing this. I don't know of them. I don't know of any production companies that are doing something like this yet. I'm sure it will happen very soon if there's not. We have a nice titanium lower mounted clip here, and then you do have a lanyard hole and a little glass breaker there. But this thing is innovative to the extreme here. I love it. It feels so different than an exposed frame lock typically does. Not only do you have that ability to use the button, but you can also just disengage this guy with the frame lock itself, and it is extremely smooth on washers. This thing has been a tremendous surprise to me and has become one of my favorite knives this entire year, and one of my favorite knives of the last couple of years. Now, another knife that can often be hard to get, but I believe are in stock right now, at least a certain version or two. the Vosteed RS Chaos. Now, this one I do not believe is in stock currently. This is the LMAX version, White Mountain Knives exclusive. This is the Wharncliffe edition with the satin finish blade. You have the cutout there, and you have a rear flipper as well. And this is going to be their top liner lock, basically a compression style lock. And I have to say, Vosteed absolutely killed it on this design, on this build. You have a nice full finger choil there, so you can choke right up behind that blade. A lot of control. You can get right up on that tip if need be. Very comfortable, neutral handle, titanium pocket clip, and backspacer, anodized pivot collars. The action on these things is ridiculous. The lock strength is as good as a compression style lock is going to be, which is very, very good, very strong. In all my experiences, everything that I have seen, everything I've tested myself, compression locks are very, very strong, and that is what we have here, a compression style lock. A very tough knife. I have put this thing through the ringer, and it really has done a phenomenal job. This is a knife that is definitely worth waiting for, whether we're talking about the LMAX version here or the M390 version. It is definitely a knife worth waiting for. Now, here we have another knife that's been extremely hot over the last year or so. This is the Kunwu Padre here, and this is a highly coveted knife, guys. Sold out twice now, I believe. Just insanely well done from Kunwu. Kunwu prides themselves on doing a phenomenal heat treat on the steels that they offer, and I love that about the company itself. You know, whether the owner is a questionable character or not, that is up for discussion, but when we're talking about just the knives, just the designs, they are done and executed very well. This has a crazy drop point style of blade here with a massive belly and a very pokey tip. We do have a cutout and a front flipper for deployment. The detent is tuned to absolute perfection on these things. We have a Damascus pivot collar on both sides. We have diamond texturing done on these titanium handles. Geared titanium backspacer. Just a crazy good looking knife in my opinion that is extremely well built, well finished, and the steel, which is Vanex, is heat treated properly. I don't think I said Vanex. It's treated properly, so you have a fully corrosion resistant knife in the Padre here with the Vanex steel. And then the titanium handles. Now, I forget if it's on bearings or washers, but what I mean by completely corrosion resistant between the blade and the handle here, that is going to be a corrosion-free knife. Now, I don't know that everything is that way. I think everything is titanium, and if there is washers in there, this would be considered a completely corrosion-proof knife. If there's bearings in there, that is something you would have to worry about when it comes to getting water or something in the knife. That would be something you obviously want to dry out and lubricate back up. But for all intents and purposes, this is a great knife. Very corrosion-resistant, very tough, good edge retention. This thing is absolutely worth waiting for. Another fairly new acquisition that I would definitely say is worth waiting for, and it definitely was for me. We have the Scout F3.5 here, and this is coming from Griffin Company. This is a Bestech OEM, and I would say I don't think any company could have done this knife any better. You know, if we're talking about Riot, you know, the best high production companies in the world, I think Bestech absolutely killed this design right here. We have MagnaCut. I believe it is done 62:3, I believe. It might be, I think that's what it is, but don't quote me on it. I think it's pretty good, considering, you know, high volumes, high production. I think they're doing the MagnaCut fairly well. We have a satin finish drop point blade. This is a belt satin that runs into a hand satin, and then we have a gray DLC finish in this cutout, and then we have a front flipper as well for the deployment. This thing is tuned extremely well. Just love this knife. I have absolutely fallen in love with this knife. They also have inlay versions. They have DLC'd versions. I've pondered getting an all DLC'd with an inlay. That's how much I like this knife, guys. I'm considering getting a second one of the exact same design, right? Just a little bit different of a version. Great access to the lock bar. It carries very well. Love the pocket clip. Although it is a little thicker, a little wider, I love the way that it goes with the design. I think it looks really, really good. This has just become one of my favorite knives ever, I want to say. I mean, definitely this year. And this is up there with, you know, if I had to pick out 30 knives or so that are my top favorite knives ever, I would have to think this knife would be up there, because it's just so well done. It's a great size. It's very comfortable. It's nice and slicey, and the MagnaCut is going to do very well when it comes to all the three major categories: toughness, corrosion resistance, and edge retention, especially if it's at that 62, 63 area. It's going to be, you know, a very, very well done MagnaCut. You know, at that, would I want it 60, you know, 3 to 5? Yeah, I would, but it's not enough. You know, if it is 62 to 3, 62 to 4, that's not enough to, you know, make me pump the brakes and not get the design and the knife. I love this knife. I love the build. It was 100% worth picking up, and I believe it is one that is definitely worth waiting for. You'll have to let me know down in the comments, what are some knives that you believe are worth waiting for, that are worth picking up? I love hearing from you guys, especially on these various topics like this one. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for me. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. It really does help these videos out. And if you're new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one.